I am Haikiri, Mr. Best in the World. This is my buddy Kiza and Miss Yum Yum, Kate Beauty Humor. This is our first interview in 3 years. And what better way to do it with one of the greatest streamers on Twitch today,
Second
Mr.
to
Kiza
Hikiri.
himself. Not even. Alright, so Kiza, who is Kiza?
That's her.
I am the puppet master.
Kiza got started by a friend of mine in London that always called me that. That was his name for me. So he didn't call me by my real name, and he would come over to my house every day, and that's what he would call me. That was my name. And so when I started playing, like, app games on my phone, and it wants like a username or something to tie into the points that you get, right? I tried to put something in there. It didn't take it because it was already used. So it suggested Happy Gamer. And so when I became a Twitch streamer, that's how it became Kezza the Happy Gamer.
Interesting. And what about Miss Yum Yum? Who is Miss Yum Yum?
Yeah, I just channeled the evil that dwells inside me. No, he finally convinced me to start streaming, and he was like, you have to pick your username, and all the usernames that I usually use are my name, so that was out. I tried one of my nicknames from high school, and that one was taken, and then he was like, well, what are you going to stream? And I was like, well, I'm going to do cake, I'm going to do nails, and I'm probably going to have my naturally amazing dark humor in there, so we'll just do Cake Beauty Humor.
That's interesting. Which raises a good point. Keys is not just a streamer on Twitch, and neither is Miss Cake. Keys makes soap. Keys does graphics. Miss Cake's a nurse, and she does nails. So how did you tie all that into making a channel?
Prioritize. I don't know. When it comes to Twitch, I just do the games mainly right now. The soap thing is pretty new. I haven't been doing the soap thing for too long, so I'm still kind of testing out the waters and the ingredients and everything and in soap. So I just tied it on to my business license that I already had in graphic design, which started when I became a Twitch streamer because I didn't know how to create templates for the bio. So I just go on YouTube and started learning from other people that posted how to do it. So I just kind of went from there. But mainly I stream games. But lately I've been kind of walking in the park, and now that the weather's getting better, and streaming that and talking about different things like mental health and that kind of thing.
And what about you, Miss Cake?
I stream what I stream when I stream it. No, with my schedule, it's kind of hard because I have a 40-ish hour a week schedule, but sometimes that turns into 60. And so I know that there are sometimes weeks or months that I don't stream at all, but I try to pop on as much as I can because I have grown a community. I've become part of this community, and I absolutely love all the friends that I've made. So it's really refreshing to get to hop on and talk to you guys and see everybody. So.
Before we move on to the next.
Yeah, I know. I'm specifically.
What's your nickname? What's the nickname?
What's the nickname?
Yeah.
So I went to a private school from kindergarten all the way through 5th grade. And 6th grade, we transitioned into public school. And it was a pretty tight community that I grew up in, and so for me to be an outsider, it was pretty hard. But they kind of took a liking to me, and so they decided to give me a nickname. And my first name is Sarah, and we were studying the Serengeti Desert at the time that I transitioned into my sixth grade class, and they started calling me Serengeti, and then they just shortened it to Getty. So it's just Getti.
Getty.
Getty. Yep.
Getty. That's awesome. Getty. There you go, Ben. So you're both streamers. We met on Twitch because we have communities. So how awesome is it, like, to go from our one viewer average to having this whole great community of people that you met just by broadcasting? What was that like for y'all?
It's fun. It's fun seeing people come in, people that you recognize that come back,
Yeah, it is.
because it means a lot. It means a lot.
When you get to create actual relationships with
Yeah.
people that there's a potential you'll never meet in person, but they're definitely some of the coolest people that I've met in a really, really long time. So
Hey, if you lived all down like this in the same neighborhood, you'd be hanging out.
Yeah, exactly.
You it's them type of people.
yep,
One day that might actually happen.
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Once we get the tour bus.
Right. Tour bus / food truck.
Mm-hmm.
So because of the communities, we met lots of people. Like Ben. And, between you and Ben, the two of you now have this weight loss competition. So what's that like?
It's hard. It's hard when you have kids that are kids and they just like sweet things, and
A wife who wants to sabotage everything that you do.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So it's not easy, but so far I'm about give or take anything between 7 and 10 pounds down out of 30. I think Ben is around the same. I don't know if he's weighed in today, so he may be a little bit ahead. But whatever happens with this kind of 30-pound weight loss challenge, it's also a good opportunity we have taken to raise some of that health, just general health awareness, to show that people can live a good life and eat well and be active. And I think a lot of people probably don't believe that they can lose weight, maybe, or be fit, or look good, or feel good. So this is just our little slice of make a kind of an impact in that area. But I'm gonna win.
I think you're gonna win too. I was talking to Ben earlier. And we were discussing, there's always two sides. The good guy and the bad guy. And Ben has to, be the bad guy. Because you're Keza. You're a happy gamer. You can't be a bad guy. So we all gotta cheer for you. And nobody for Ben. That's just how it is. Sorry, Ben.
I don't
Sorry,
know.
Ben.
Ben is a tough guy. He's the
Take care of your spoken.
he's the red box overlord. Ben's tough.
Any name that ends in overlord is not a good person.
I'm still gonna win. He might win. It's gonna be a good race to the finish line. It's not over yet.
We should. So what do you think Ben's gonna look like with this beard change?
Oh, he's gonna look adorable.
He's
That's
gonna
what
look
I'm
like he's
saying.
12.
Ben, yeah. Once he shaves that off, he's gonna look. He's not gonna look like Ben anymore. That's gonna be tough for everyone in the community.
Yeah, it will.
He's
It'll
gonna
be a
break
great
some
loss.
hearts.
We might have to have a funeral for his beard.
I think
Yes, we need a funeral.
beard inspired cake. I don't know what that would look like.
Do it.
A
Made a Lady Gaga
beard
carrot cake.
cake.
I think I can handle that.
Yes,
Ben
we need
Lawrence,
this.
rest in peace, beard cake.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need a beard cake.
I can be on board with that.
So tell me about some of the people that you have met on Twitch and have inspired different points of your stream to possibly change. Like, how do you go from, I don't know, gaming to walking?
I think everyone brings so many different things to the table, and I think the more people you network with, and the more just different ways people stream, you just you get those ideas, and you want to be different. When I started out, I was playing Factorio. That was my first ever stream game. And I said to myself that there's no way on God's green earth that I'm going to be a variety streamer. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm going to be this one game streamer like for 2 years, and then I'll change to a different game for 2 years or something like that. And yeah, that plan didn't work out. But then again, none of my plans really work out the way I want them to. They just kind of take control. Yeah, that goes back a long ways.
So
And it just evolves as I go.
Well, and the conversations that you have even in other people's streams when you're just a viewer, like it kind of inspires you to include some of the topics that other people are interested in because they're interested in that, and it shows that you care about that individual person.
Yeah,
that's true.
we try our best.
So we have a positive community. How do you feel when a troll comes in? How do you deal with it?
I love it. I love it when I get trolled.
I
feel like it keeps me sharp.
there's a part of me that just wants to wring their neck. I've been called the weirdest things, and some of the things I can't even say without us getting in trouble. Twitch. I've been called the weirdest things, but you brush it off, and I know I've always been nice to trolls. I've seen streamers that have, not reacted like negatively towards trolls, and they've kind of won them over. So I'm always trying to do the same, but it just never works. They just leave. I think they
see, out of all the trolls that I've had, I've only had one that didn't follow me.
Really? Yeah, I guess it just depends on the streamer. I mean, I don't have that evil dark sense of humor. I don't know. I can't.
I think that it's because I've been called worse than everything that they have ever called me when I was working at the bedside in the ER. Like, if there's a name, I've been called it. So it really doesn't faze me at all.
That's awesome. So, okay, let's see. We have some questions that were sent, so how do you choose what game you play when you stream?
The mood. Simple. It's just
break a controller. Does he not today?
I got main games that I play, and I try to stick with those games. Like, stream after stream, I try and keep on the same game, but it doesn't always happen. If I'm in the mood to play a different game, then I'm going to play a different game. I haven't really got to a point in my streaming where I'm consistently doing like run-throughs of campaigns. I did do it with Halo, and I love Halo, so I was really determined to stick with Halo until I completed the campaign.
I love Halo too, but it's only because of the sticky grenades.
Everyone's got their thing. But generally, it's whatever mood I'm in.
Ben asks, how did the two of you meet?
I was waiting.
Yeah, me too.
How?
All right, we're gonna tell him. We're not gonna give him the short version. All right, so.
Oh, here we go.
I was 14 and he was 16, and we both started playing RuneScape with our families. And he whizzed through the tutorial and didn't read anything.
Because it was garbage.
Well, obviously it was something, because I knew how to start fires.
Yeah, well.
And the first thing that he did was he was like, I don't know how to start fires.
Yeah, maybe it didn't
so
try to teach me that.
He walked up to the first person that he saw and asked them how to start a fire. And so I gave him an in-person tutorial, and then he just kept following me around like a lost puppy.
I did not. That is a lie. You are twisting the story.
We ended up, helping each other on the game, and
She helped me more than I.
yeah, a little bit. And then we realized that we really liked talking to each other, but we were kind of done with RuneScape. So we exchanged email addresses to stay in contact.
AOL.
MSN Messenger for the win! And so we kind of like kept in contact on and off until I was almost 21. And we had helped each other through different relationships, and he had broken up with girls and I had broken up with guys, and we were just friends at that point. And he decided that he would come over for my 21st birthday. And while he was here visiting for my 21st birthday, he talked to my dad and proposed. And
Total shocker.
Then
no one saw it coming.
Yeah, because he was here for 2 weeks.
3.
Oh yeah, it was 3 the first time.
Yeah.
And then he went back over to England, and I went over to visit. My birthday's in the summer. I went over to visit his family for Christmas, and then he flew back, and we got married at the end of September. So we didn't know each other when we first got married. It was
Not as
like
well as we thought we did.
It was like the 90-day fiancé before it was cool.
Yeah.
Like we did it like before they had the show.
Yeah. We started that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and we've just built a life since then.
It's been great.
What is your all-time favorite games?
Depends. I mean, if you're going back, like 30 years, you had the Super Nintendo, and then you had the Mega Drive, and you had different games on there that just I would go back in a heartbeat and play. You had Super Mario, you had Streets of Rage, you had Golden Axe.
Okay, I'm gonna do top 5.
But you can't do top.
Oh, I'm doing top 5.
Okay.
Top 5.
You,
Super Mario.
well, I mean, that's a given.
Mario Kart. I love that game. And then I would have to say Rampage was one of my all-time favorite games.
Rampage.
And then Frogger.
Oh my
I still have the CD. It does not work on my computer because it's too fast now. But if I ever rebuild it Windows 92, then I'll be able to play Frogger. And Doom.
Doom was a classic.
I freaking love Doom.
Doom was if you're talking about top 5 classic games, then yeah,
Those are my top 5.
Doom is there, but
No, those are my top 5.
just
I would pick all of those
no,
over Halo.
no,
Yes,
no.
I would. Yes, I think.
I mean, most of the Halos, yeah,
I think it's the nostalgia for me.
but not Halo 1.
Like, I remember playing Doom with my dad, and
Halo.
it was like that bonding.
Halo 1. That's
I gotta
top
go with
5.
Halo.
Playing it over and over again isn't going to change my mind.
Hoping it will.
Yeah.
Oh, the GoldenEye from the N64. That's got to
I've
be
never
probably
played that.
top 5.
I've never played that.
Mm-hmm. I was really good at it.
Of course you were.
Pie says, we need stories from the honeymoon.
Yes, there is a really good one, and it involved 3 people.
Oh, snap.
I'm not supposed to tell that one. No, it was we had finished with our honeymoon, and we was in the car on our way back to Indianapolis, and there was this truck, this guy that had cut us off, and he got. This is like, how many lanes was that? And it was under, like, right by a bridge or
It was
something.
6 lanes, and we were going under a bridge,
And it was, like,
it was
packed.
yeah, it was rush hour in
Yeah.
Chicago.
And he got out of his truck. He got out. And he was, because he's mad because she was driving at the time. I didn't have a license. And you don't want to mess with her when she's behind the wheel.
No, I mean,
And he got out of his truck. Like, she honked the horn. He stopped, got out of his truck, and we were both, like, ready to fight. I mean, we might as well have had our boxing gloves on or something. Like, we were ready to take this guy on. We didn't care. And he just made a quick 180 back into his truck. I don't
started moving
maybe
the truck, and then he was
maybe there was like
and everybody
a truck behind us that was with a little old lady in it or something. I don't know. Like, he just whipped right back round into his truck and drove off. And
he was probably like, "Oh shit, I just got out of jail. Can't do this."
We caught cars behind us and we didn't even realize. I don't know. What did you think 3 people met? Dirty mind.
Yeah, Pie. Behave, Pie. Bad.
It was a really cool honeymoon. That was my first time in Chicago, and we had a good time. It was really fun.
Alright, next question. What are the funniest messages we have ever received through social media or streaming?
Wait, say again.
What is the funniest message we have ever received while streaming or on social media?
Funniest message. I don't know. Pi comes out with a lot of stuff. If
For me,
I don't
I get
know.
a lot of
Like,
questions from random people asking about my penis. That's like the number one question in my chat. I mean, it just happens.
Oh damn.
I thought of that.
No.
I random messages, but I don't read a lot of random messages. I guess I get them, but I just delete them. I don't know the person.
I mean, DMs. I don't get. I've never really gotten anything wacky. Few kind of random messages, but nothing like that's worth remembering, I suppose.
Yeah, sometimes I get trolls acts if I have 3 arms. So that's always a good one.
I got called a fat nonce once.
Really?
Yeah, I did. That was yeah, I never saw him again. He was probably just having a bad day. Decided to take it out on me. I was like, alright. Dan?
I mean, I have gotten requests for cakes and cupcakes that are X-rated in nature, but that's not really a surprise.
No, that ain't not with some of the friends you have.
Friends are hello.
Mm-mm.
Bunch of nurses. We're all wrong.
Ben
Yeah, I don't.
says, what is your favorite dessert that cake
Mm,
makes?
everything.
You can't say one thing.
No.
You're gonna drown.
Mm-mm. I mean, it is no joke. Like the things, like the different flavors and stuff that cake makes, it's just insane. Like she's been doing it for over a decade now, so she's really
I started when I was 2.
she. I'd say my favorite once upon a time was red velvet.
Yeah. I don't like making red velvet.
She doesn't like making red velvet, but when she does, it's the best red velvet I've ever had, ever. But she does. I mean, anything from vanilla to chocolate to red velvet to lemon to coconut to almond to mint. Yeah, everything that she makes is insane. My waistline does not lie. It is there. The proof is there. I'm not going to show you my waistline, but I mean, you get the point.
Ben asks, what is the favorite thing that you enjoy that Kiza makes?
Other than ordering in?
Damn.
Open to interpretation. It doesn't necessarily have to mean food, I
I
suppose.
love when he gets me sushi. When he surprises me with sushi, that makes me happy. Okay, so you
Mm-hmm.
have made
Yeah.
a lot of charred items. In the
Okay, you were
past.
going so wrong. You're doing so wrong.
You do very well making pasta dishes.
Because it's easy. It is easy. There's not. You can't. You can't. You really can't. I mean, you can, and I have.
Yes, I know.
But you really can't most days. No, I made that. What about that? That sweet and sour chicken or something. I made that one time. I made my own chicken once. It was really good.
It was okay.
Oh, damn. All right. What about? I'm not going to bring up the steak. What about? Wait a minute. I've made like chicken parm. Moving on. I've made pasta.
My favorite thing that Kezza has made.
Dare say cereal.
No, my favorite thing that he has made in the kitchen is effort.
Effort.
There you go.
Damn.
Open to interpretation. Nailed it.
Damn.
I love him to death, but he cannot cook.
I really can't. I do try it, and sometimes
When he first
I
flew over
impress
here,
even myself.
his lengthy list of things that he was able to cook himself consisted of ramen, fish sticks, half of the time. The other half of the time they were burnt.
I mean, you forget that they're cooking.
That's it. That's all he could make. So he
I made other stuff.
play.
I can follow directions really well. Like
You
if
remember.
as long as there's like one direction or two. Microwave for 4 minutes.
Okay, next question. What do you think the future is for Twitch and for streamers?
That's more of a you question.
Not really. It could go for both of you.
I think food and drink is going to explode.
It's getting bigger, yeah, for sure. It's really,
That community has really grown some traction.
yeah. I'm excited for that category. there are a lot of cool food and drink streamers out there. There's so many cool people that we've met.
Mm-hmm.
But Twitch, I thought Mixer would bring a good game. I tried to start streaming on Mixer. I tried to figure it out and everything, and I didn't understand the whole concept of anything that they were doing. That was just me, though. But and so I thought, okay, Mixer's gonna really create some good competition, and it's gonna make Twitch better. It's gonna make streaming better. But then Mixer, rest in peace, and not here anymore. So Twitch kind of has it. They have the monopoly. Then they don't have any competition. They're steady. Their numbers are steady, and it's way higher than any other platform. Facebook gaming is rising up. They bought Mixer, and they're rising. They're getting more and more popular every day. I mean, they've got the money to back it as well. So even if they didn't have a good day here and there, they're still gonna just keep moving forward with that. So I think maybe eventually, I can see Facebook being a good competitor, but I don't think it's ever gonna be the giant that Twitch is. Twitch is like WWE. There are other companies out there, and there have been other competition, but none are ever gonna come close to beating Twitch. You know what I mean?
I think that it depends on what the focus is. I think that if they continue to really focus on building communities and building relationships and rapport within their communities, they're going to be more successful than Facebook and other platforms that are more of that monetary focus. I think that if you have those really strong relationships and that is your focus, not necessarily make a few bucks here and there, then I think that that's going to be more helpful because more people are going to be drawn to that.
I don't know. Twitch is, at this point, I mean, they're even willing to throw Ninja under the bus. They can do whatever they want.
I mean, there's always questionable moves when it comes to a business, but I don't know. From what I have seen, I really think that it's whatever the streamers make of it, and I think that a lot of the streamers are more of that community based.
Yeah, I think for a long time Twitch is gonna be the lead runner when it comes to streaming.
I've always said Twitch is eventually gonna replace television. More people watch Twitch than they do actual TV.
I mean, you do.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, I don't know. Netflix is in its own right. But
Netflix is also streaming,
right?
Not really television.
I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a tough one to call. I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens down the line with that. I mean, WWE eventually came out with WWE Network.
And it just sold it.
And what?
They sold the network.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, to Peacock.
Yeah,
Val asks, what do you think about people who think Twitch is just for gamers?
Maybe once upon a time it was.
Yeah.
But not anymore. I mean, you got a lot of creative people out there now that do. I've seen streamers do everything from sewing to soap making, and that's not including me. Like, I've actually seen other people make soap in their stream, to graphic designing, kitchen. Woodworking, yeah. It's growing. There's more than just gaming now.
I agree.
It's not, but I mean, gaming is still the large portion of it. Mm-hmm. But I think.
But that was really well established.
Right
out the gate.
Right.
It's going to take time for other venues to kind of pop up.
I think so, but it will happen. other platforms or other categories are gonna just keep growing.
Do you think Twitch should create a adult-centered category for all the e-girls? Cause they get kind of risky.
I wouldn't want to see that personally.
Not
I
so
don't think that.
much, not so much as to like make it more adult, but
Hmm.
more so to take it away from the kids, so they don't see
Um, yeah, that's the thing. You
what
get a
is
lot
already
of
there.
kids that are
I can imagine how many kids would kind of fall on that, but I don't think making a new category would necessarily like block them from
Yeah.
being able to see it.
I think if they were to put that in Twitch, they would have to make it so that you put in a credit card first or something like that. So you'd have to do
I mean,
something
it's rude to
to.
steal a credit card.
No, but I mean, like, it's makes it more difficult than just having it free right there next to Fortnite.
Yeah. I almost think that if they made like a separate category for that, it would be more of a draw for the people who are seeking that out.
Maybe
You wouldn't
it's
stumble
completely.
upon a small, you'd have to actually find it.
Yeah,
And
I
it'd
can
be
see it being
easier.
maybe a separate website altogether, like an extension of Twitch, but like
Twitch X.
Twitch
maybe.
network.
I don't know, but maybe having that attention will hurt the the non-rated section. Will hurt that community. Maybe it'll make less people,
Maybe, I don't know.
less parents willing to let their kids get on, a platform like Twitch. I don't know. It is risky. I'm not for it personally.
Do you think? Sorry, my voice. Do you think that Twitch is responsible for younger kids when their parents complain? My kid saw such and such girl nearly naked or such and such gang. Who's responsible?
The
Twitch or the
parent,
parents?
the parent.
The parents responsible for their kid.
Yeah.
Um,
If you're not monitoring what your kid's looking at, that's on you.
Yes, I
but
agree.
if Twitch doesn't have it in the rules to say that you can't, wear certain clothing or say, have certain.
That's going to be too messy because that's going to
Well,
be
Twitch.
you can't
Yeah,
justify limiting my freedom of expression.
Right, but I mean, there's Twitch has its terms of service and everything, and they've got their rules, and they've got their lawyers and everything else. So they're
Yeah.
writing it the way it needs to be written to cover themselves. So they're covered.
But no,
they ain't
it's the
gonna get.
parent's responsibility.
The parents have got to do their part too.
If you give your kid a tablet and you say you can go on Twitch if you want, or you don't have anything locked,
Mm-hmm.
and you find out that your kid's on Twitch, then
Yeah.
that's a conversation with your kid, not Twitch.
Right.
Val asks, how do the two of you deal with streaming together? Are there times where you want to reach out and smack the other one?
That's been known to happen.
Yes, I do it.
I've been slapped multiple times with frosting. People love that. It's not going to happen tonight, unfortunately. Sorry to disappoint everyone that probably was looking forward to that. Although I did encourage it. I was like, should we do this? Should we
I
make that happen?
thought about it, but
Other things.
you've gotten slapped with frosting, I think 5 times in the last 4 streams. I thought I'd give him a break this time.
It will happen again.
Yeah.
Maybe not tonight, but it will happen again.
Yeah.
So, what do you think the future of Twitch communities are gonna be like?
I don't know. maybe they'll go in the same direction as what WWE went from Attitude Era to, PG era. Maybe Twitch will become more family oriented. But I don't know if it's going
I
to
don't
change
know.
much.
I think they would lose
From
too much money if they cut the girls down. Too much.
maybe too much.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it depends on what other streamers want to make it, because ultimately it's streamer motivated, I guess.
Yeah.
So
With all the other categories like food and drink coming up, it does evolve the community as a whole.
yeah,
So I think eventually they're gonna. I mean, they can't completely get rid of trolls and people that just want to cause mayhem and chaos. But I think they'll continue to watch it and make it safe for people.
Cerberus asks, do you like streaming together? Or would you rather have separate streams altogether?
I actually offered to just tag on to his stream because I don't stream nearly as much as he does, and I love it when we can like banter back and forth. I feel like that really enhances my stream, but I know that he needs some him time, and streaming is how he does that.
Not sure how you phrased that one, but
If you like have some time to yourself with no kids, no wife, no nothing, you go in there and you stream. That's kind of how I know that you're like, I need a little bit of space.
But my argument as well was, Cake has her own community. She has her own emote that people love and her own alerts. And she's got her own thing. So it would, I don't know. I like that she has her own community. I don't want to
And I'm cool with that.
I don't want to take that away, you know what I mean? From them or her.
I feel like if I would have just tagged onto yours from the get-go,
That would have been
it probably would have worked out well.
right.
Because we would have had more streams because we can't stream at the same time easily.
And I can't bring my PC out here into the kitchen.
Yeah. So
And I like that we've got separate accounts.
but he moonlights on my stream pretty much every time.
Yeah, I think me
Pretty
and
much.
Zell. I don't think it'd work out well if me and Zell merged. Because we're very different.
Yeah.
Zell does more horror and story-driven stuff. And I'm more competitive. And at the end of the day, she either wants to kill me or I want to kill her, so we need to separate.
Yeah. That's our streams too.
That's just a Tuesday. What are you talking about?
Cerberus asks for Miss Yum Yum, how has streaming changed or affected your life since?
I like to point out that there was once a time where she said, I want nothing to do with streaming.
It's true.
She didn't want to be part of my stream, in the view or anything.
Yeah, I didn't want to have anything to do with it.
It took years to get this far.
I honestly did not think that people would want to watch me cake. Like, you have Food Network and all of these other, on Netflix they have cooking shows and stuff like that. And so it was like, there's no way that, Bob in Nevada wants to watch me caking. And he kept badgering me about it. And so I finally caved and I was like, okay, I'll do one stream. And then I'll be done. And obviously that didn't work because I met some really amazing people. And
I mean, if it wasn't for you, we probably wouldn't know Erica and Sophia and
Yeah, we've met up with a couple of people,
Yeah.
and it's really cool to know that there's a world that's bigger out there than just the town that we live in here. And it actually hits really close to home. Like a lot of people live really close to where we are. And it's really cool that we have been able to build those communities. And I got to tell you, I really feel like I understand him better when he is sitting on his phone watching streams because I'll pop on my phone and I'll watch a stream and support different people or pop on the same one and troll him in the comments. And it's a lot of fun. It's definitely something that has been something that we could build our relationship on or with.
we really just go back and forth in other people's streams just as much as we do in our own.
And
Unfriend.
How does your family and friends feel about you streaming?
I got some slightly negative pushback from a bunch of my friends because they didn't understand what it was. They are not nerdy at all. They don't understand technology hardly at all. And they're very focused on, the interpersonal relationships that they have in their group of friends in our town. And so the first time that they found out that Kezza and I were streaming, they kind of mocked it a little bit, but then I actually got a couple of them on board, and they watch quite a bit now. My family is pretty supportive of it. None of them stream, but
They had questions.
they had a lot of questions. It was mostly about, do people know where you live and what about the kids and stuff like that. But we don't give out that information to everybody, and it's pretty.
Actually, a lot of my friends and family in England don't even know that I stream.
Well, I'm not surprised by that.
I don't know.
Does your brother know?
Elliot, yeah, he knows.
Okay.
Yeah, he knows, but he's not got on to watch or anything or create an account. I've kind of kept my streaming things separate. It's been my own kind of second life type of thing.
Me too.
I mean,
My
I've not kept a
family
secret
was-
from.
Where his other wife and kids
Yes.
live.
My family's not really supportive of it, so I'm just like, here, F you. I do what I want. It's my place.
I mean, the stuff that I stream, I'm doing anyway. So it's truly just like I have to set up a camera, and then it takes twice as long to get whatever it is done because I'm interacting with people. But it's enjoyable. I really enjoy it.
Yeah. You just love slapping me in the face.
I do love slapping you in the face. It's therapeutic.
I get to take a second shower.
Cerberus asks, for both of you, has streaming negatively affected either of you?
Like relationship wise, when I started the first couple years when I started streaming, yeah, it was probably tough on her.
It was tense because I didn't get it.
She didn't get it. She didn't want it. She didn't want anything to do with it. She didn't like it. Was just, she wasn't on board at all. She just kind of, and so I tried to do it more when everyone went to bed, so I had time when I had my time, and
Honestly,
so
the thing that drove the most nuts about the whole streaming thing was that you would have it like on your phone all the time. He always had a streamer on his phone. I mean, we could be sitting watching a movie for movie night with our whole family, and he would have it like turned all the way down, but he'd like have it up next to his ear listening. That's what drove me crazy. It wasn't that he was streaming, it was that he was so supportive of everybody else. But now that I'm a part of that, I get it.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different.
So many people.
I think
And so you try to make time for as many people, and not just like jumping in and saying hi then leaving, but actually spending time
Right.
talking to them.
Yeah.
Uh,
Because you don't want to just blow them off.
no. I mean, sometimes you can't help it. You
Yeah.
know, you can pop in real quick sometimes, other times you can spend longer. But yeah, you know, now we're at that point where we're both kind of on board with the streaming, and you know, I don't force her to do anything that she doesn't want to do. If she wants to stream,
Damn straight.
oh, shut your face. If she wants to stream, she can stream. If she doesn't want to stream, she doesn't. If she wants me there, I'll be there. You know, if she just wants to have her time, then she has her time. There's no obligation to or restrictions or anything. It's really just kind of do what makes you happy. As long as we make time for each other and our kids, because that always comes first, then streaming, you know, it will always be that secondary thing. And
it was hard for me after I first started streaming because I felt like I needed to stream every single thing that I baked. Every single thing. And I bake a lot more than what I stream. I had to come to terms with the fact that it was okay if I didn't stream everything and I only streamed if I was feeling up for it, because when I work 60 hours and then I come home on, you know, Friday night and I'm absolutely exhausted, I'm not at my best, and I don't want to project that into the interwebs. So so if I have something that I need to finish for Saturday, I'm not going to stream that because I'm probably going to be up hell late and I'm going to be exhausted and cranky, and I might have more wine than I probably should on stream.
Like service acts. On the flip side, what are some positivities you have found from streaming?
aside from the people that we've met,
Yeah, the people are my favorite part.
she understands what I enjoy.
Yeah.
A whole lot more than she did, which is great. We're open with, I want to say our kids, but you know, our little man isn't old enough to even understand what we do. But our eldest, she understands Twitch fully. She understands what it is. She knows what we do. She sometimes is in our streams. She knows how to be appropriate and you know, behave and
it's also opened up some conversations with her, because she'll be scrolling through suggested things with me and she may see one of the emo girls pop up as a suggestion, and I've had talks with her about that, so it's actually been a really beneficial tool.
Yeah.
We don't keep secrets or anything like that. We're completely open with the people that we follow. Everything that we stream, everything that we want to do with streaming, I guess it's just
what you see is what you get.
Yeah, it's just pretty much it.
Vale asks, are there any streaming projects you both have or have planned for the future to expand on with what you already do?
I'm just going to stick with the stuff that I have already, because I cannot add anything else to my plate or my brain will explode.
In a perfect world, because we've joked and talked about it, and we pillow talk and stuff like that. It's like, wouldn't it be cool if we had like a tour bus with, Cakebeautyhumor going across, and she streamed while I drove, and we visited other streamers and baked with them or something like that. I mean, in a perfect world, yeah, that she would.
I'd love to.
She would do that in a heartbeat if she could. With me, in my perfect world, I guess I would want to help people. I guess just to really summarize it. There's a lot of people that um, that do struggle a lot with mental health. There's a lot of people in general that struggle with suicide, and that's mainly the increase has happened mainly because of the pandemic. But there's a lot of I've met streamers that are extremely introvert, and they don't like going out and meeting people, so they use Twitch as their safety net, and so that they do that, and it helps them. It helps them to become more open and into meeting people and being social. Yeah. Project wise, in a more kind of realistic, I don't know. I talked about it in my streams. Growing the more we grow as streamers, the more we're able to do different things. I guess I'd love to reach when I say top, I mean just if it'd be cool to go to partnership, sure, but and then advocate for people that needed that help. But it's early days for me. It's early days for my stream. My focus, my priority is still my kids right now. So I just try and do as much as I can for now. And then maybe down the line, they'll, when our kids get older, we might be able to take on more with streaming. We might not. We might just take a step back. I don't know.
You gotta take it one day at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way you do it. Servers acts. Would you consider going to TwitchCon? Why or why not?
Heck yeah. I would kill to go to TwitchCon. That would be epic.
That'd be so fun.
I would do that in a heartbeat.
That would be a lot of fun.
Just to go there. Even if I wasn't a streamer, I'd want to go there. There's streamers that I follow that have got partnership, that aren't partners, and they go to TwitchCon, and damn, it would be cool to meet some of them people. One day.
That'd be epic. Yeah.
One day.
It's on our bucket list.
Veil asks the hard questions. Do you feel? Excuse me. Do you feel camera and microphones are necessary to stream and progress further up the ladder?
No, I don't think they're necessary. Some people, and that's simply because some people just like to watch competitive gaming. They don't want to interact. But I think most people prefer it.
I gotta disagree. I think that if you really want to make it big, you do have to have that interaction availability. Because you can turn your volume off and watch a game. You don't have to interact.
Right.
But the people who do want to interact, that helps immensely. At least a microphone. The
majority want to interact. So I think it is harder to do it without a mic and a cam. I think it's kind of boring to do it without a mic and a cam. But if you're a competitive gamer and you just want to focus on the game, and you are streaming regularly and you got a schedule and everything, then potentially, you can be successful just as that. But I think most people just like to interact with the streamer.
Do you think it'd be harder to achieve, well, now you have affiliate instead of just partner. But if you had no mic and no webcam, do you think it'd be harder to become affiliate than someone who used it?
I think...
as a food and drinker, yes, because that's literally all they see.
If you're in the food and drinks category, then that might hurt you a little bit.
Here, watch this black screen for an hour.
Just type in the chat.
With no audio.
Oven 2375.
This looks great. This looks amazing. I swear.
Really in my kitchen, people should see it.
Do you
I think
feel? Do you feel Twitch shows favoritism to partners over affiliates?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, when you reach partner, you get more benefits.
Which makes sense because you're higher revenue
Yes.
producing for the company.
Yeah.
So if they didn't, I would be
but
confused as to why.
I mean, partners make up 1%, so you kind of need the affiliates in the mix too. I mean, there's what, like 6 million accounts, I think, on Twitch right now. So you kind of need both. But I think partners are just in getting more attention because they've achieved that.
It makes the affiliates work harder.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's actually favoritism. Like, I don't think they show, like, this guy's better because he's partner. It's just, you get more benefits, as it should be. Cerberus asks, which is more important? Consistent viewers or followers in small groups?
I've seen streamers that have had, over 10,000 followers that have not made it to partnership. And I've seen people with, less than 10,000, even 5,000 people following them that have reached partnership. So I guess it's just different for everyone.
I think that having the consistency where you created those rapport with people and they come back to your stream, they get that notification. Because I know that a lot of times, I'll pop into a stream and that I'm looking for a new streamer and, they shout somebody out and everybody goes and follows that person immediately. I don't know what their content is. And yeah, I'll follow them so that I get a notification, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to remain a follower. If I don't like their content or they're just kind of a jerk, then I'm going to unfollow. Like, I don't need to show support for something that I don't want to support. And so I think that if you just have a bunch of follow for a follow, that's not really going to get you anywhere. It's really the consistent viewers that you have created those relationships with that are going to be more important.
I remember when the follow for follow was a big thing. Everyone was doing it.
I still get that.
I don't see it near as much. It was kind of like an I don't know, felt like an overnight thing. Suddenly everyone was against it, and it was like, you have to network, and this is how you network, and this is how you grow. What is this follow for follow thing? And then it quickly became really shunned upon.
It was like Instagram.
Yeah.
You follow me, I'll follow you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My fault asks, do you think there should be another layer between partnership and just starting out? When we have affiliates, or should there be another marketer?
I think that the goals that they have between just starting an affiliate are pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
I think that they're pretty. I mean, I got them, so everybody can get them.
You're garbage, right? I mean, what is your stream? I don't even follow you.
So I think that if they wanted to add something in between affiliate and partner, it wouldn't be a bad thing. It might motivate more people because if you have those small attainable goals, you're more likely to work a little bit harder to get to those. But I don't think that's a bad thing at all. I'm not sure what it would be.
I'd like to see that somewhere in the middle, like 40. The
assistant to the manager.
assistant to the partnered streamer. I'd like to see that.
That'd be cool.
I think a lot of people get burnt out and give up and walk away from streaming. Sometimes I've seen like I've seen people that had massive potential to be Twitch partners, and they got burnt out,
And then one day, there they was, gone.
and then they were gone.
Do
So
you think if you're a partner and you just stop for a couple of years, should you lose your partnership?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, easy. I mean, I mean, that's a different contract right there. When you get that partnership thing, there's a lot more restrictions when it comes to your social media, I think, and how you're able
Yeah, I think
to
so.
promote yourself. But then, I mean, partnered streamer is kind of like the grand prize, or unless you're some mega YouTuber or something. It's what everyone's striving to get. So maybe it's not.
everybody.
Well, most people, some people.
I'm just happy being.
What would be some tips you would give to someone starting as a streamer and trying to create a brand?
I know what I would say, but it's like a brutally honest answer.
Get
Go
it.
ahead.
Get it.
All right. In the beginning, your content's gonna be shit.
Yeah.
It's gonna suck. Your brand is gonna suck. You might think it looks good, and it might be alright, but
Is that what you think about mine?
no, yours is perfect. Yours is so great.
You're fired.
Unfriend.
Unfriend.
It is, because you start out and you're starting out, you're at the beginning, so your brand, your emotes, your design, your overlays, everything is gonna change, and you're gonna evolve. You're gonna get better. You're gonna learn how you want to talk to your viewers, where you want your camera to be, what you want to stream, and all these other things. You're gonna change. It's gonna change. So whatever it looks like in the beginning, don't worry how bad it looks, because it's gonna get better. It's gonna change.
I'm gonna piggyback on that.
Okay.
I agree. I think that as a streamer just starting out, you have to have a direction that you're willing to kind of like focus on. Like, you kind of know that you want to go this one way.
Right.
But don't be afraid to veer from that. Like, have a plan from the get-go, but as you learn and as you evolve, don't be scared to change things. And be aware that other streamers have really good ideas, and it's okay to snag those. And like the drop game. I love the drop game.
Eaterin's drop.
Also, follow Eaterin because he knows everything.
It's the creator. Yeah.
No, I think that once you get some suggestions, try them out. If they don't work for you, that's totally fine, but you have to continuously try things.
Yeah.
Okay. Then when you reach affiliate status, you obviously learn that what you need to do to make it further up. You learn things like how to interact and whatnot with your community. Do you think it's easier to build your brand up once you hit affiliate?
I mean, it helps having the emote. That's a big selling point to your brand.
I think it just depends on how much you want to work for it.
The jump from affiliate to partnership is massive. So to really get to a point where you're getting partnership, I'll be surprised if you didn't understand how to change your setup and your design and your emotes, and I would expect you to know all of that stuff, because it's essentially at that point you're kind of treating it like a business.
Correct. Yes.
If you don't know your business, you're not going to go very far.
Yeah. Server Sacks, what is your favorite content to watch on Twitch?
I like a Kiri stream.
That's very cool. Very
Uh,
cool. My favorite content is the content that the person that is streaming is relatable and they have fun with whatever it is that they're doing. I pop into all different kinds of streams. I watch gaming streams, I watch programming streams, I watch food and drink streams, I watch makers. Like, it kind of depends on my mood, but I really, if I make a connection with the person who's streaming, that's what's important to me.
I'm more about the stream.
Which is weird because I'm not girly.
I don't care what you're playing.
yeah, me too.
9 times out of 10.
When I go to a stream, I don't really look at like what they're playing or they're doing. It's the community.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all don't talk or y'all just assholes, then I'm just gonna leave it. I think, and I don't like personas. Like I know a lot of people are crazy about Doctor Disrespect. He's a big streamer with a big persona, and I just don't like that. If I wanted to watch Jerry Springer, then I'd watch Jerry Springer. So I think I like watching real streamers. Like, this is who you are. This is what you bring to the table. Yeah, I like people who don't put an act. Like, if I'm having a bad day, I'm gonna tell you that. I don't hide what I am or who I am. I like real viewers. That's what I like to watch. Uh, Val asks, what are some tips to keep it fun and not get burned out?
Just prioritizing your life versus your streaming is just finding that balance. Not forgetting to go to the bathroom.
You forget to go to the bathroom?
I sometimes do. No, I don't really. I don't. It was a ha ha ha. It's funny.
Chew.
She's kidding. She's kidding.
Never be afraid to smack somebody in the face with frosting.
Yeah. Never be afraid to get smacked.
Or always be afraid to get
Always be afraid. Healthy fear.
Healthy fear. It's a realist fear.
It's all about balance. I mean, I've seen streamers go for hours and it's like they're not having fun.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just doing it because they're trying to get the 3 average. And then they've got a few hundred followers. I've seen streamers that are like, I've got this many followers, why don't I have this many viewers? Well, it's like people have lives. And people, I think you just got to understand the reality of being a streamer and the expectations. Lots of people were saying in their bios, I want to be a pro gamer and a pro streamer, and I want that's always been my dream. And it's just like, realistically, it's not going to happen for the vast majority. You just got to understand that that's probably not going to happen. So once you get past that and you just you just enjoy what you're doing and make room for other things in your life, I think you'll be all right.
Okay. Final question. 10 years from now, your kids want to stream. What do you tell them?
No.
Yeah.
10 years. We won't have a choice.
10 years from now, she'll be of legal age.
Yeah.
And I will do my best to support her in whatever she decides.
Mm.
And if she is making poor choices while she streams, then I will just
Yeah.
always be there. I will pop into her chat and I will let her know that mom is watching.
Yeah, we're just trying to guide her and make sure that she understands.
You gotta prep her.
And we can only teach her so much now because of her age. In a few years, she'll understand a bit more,
Yeah.
and then we'll be able to adjust and talk to her and have a slightly different relationship, and talk about some of those things.
Hopefully, by the time she is of legal age, she is making decent choices based on what we have taught her, and that's all I can pray for.
Pretty much it.
And hopefully, she doesn't find a guy when she turns 14 and end up
Gets
marrying
on
him.
RuneScape, and if you find someone that didn't look what the tutorial, do not friend. Unfriend.
No, that's a whole nother conversation that we're gonna have that I'm not looking for.
She doesn't know. She doesn't know yet that that's how we met. So
She knows that we were email pen pals.
right. I mean, if she
Which
knew,
isn't a lie.
it's not. So yeah, it's one day at a time, and hopefully she gets it.
Alrighty, guys. It was a pleasure. Thank y'all.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Has
Carrie.
fun.
Hopefully
no,
there are
before we
more.
go. Before we go, we need to see the all-day T-shirt.
All day.
All
Am I
day.
got it?
Yeah.
Hakiri hashtag all day. Hakiri for partner 2021. Hakiri for monetization.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Very
Hakiri.
fun. Yeah, have a good night.
You
Thank
too.
you to
Thank
chat
you
as
for being
well.
here.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.